Hi, Satnam, it's me, Shakti, and just making this little live stream today. Gonna try and do it really quickly tonight. I'm not famed for my short live streams, am I? This little live stream is called Mirror, Mirror, and why I am a narcissist. So this is, yeah, I'm always responding to things that you say and also things that I notice around me in my life. I always use my life as a prompt for things to talk about and reflect upon. So I was out for lunch with somebody recently, and this person was, lovely person, and was talking about the trouble that they were having finding a mate and the kind of person that they were looking for, and why they kept meeting people who were not like what they were looking for. And I said, well, what is it with the people that you keep meeting that is what you don't want? And what do you keep attracting? What's the pattern there? And they said, well, the people I keep attracting have a lot of emotional wounding and baggage. So I said, okay, what does that mean for you? And they said, well, they are still stuck in talking about their past relationships or being affected by their past relationships. So I was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. And then the person that I was with went on to talk for probably 20-30 minutes about all their past relationships. So I thought, it's kind of obvious here to see that the reason you're attracting this is because you're doing what you're saying you don't want. Isn't it funny how so often we are completely blind to this aspect of reality? We're blind to our own shadows, and we complain about things in other people, and we moan about why something's not happening without realizing that it is us who is creating and attracting it. Obviously, has to be. That's how the universe works, right? And I know that can be really difficult to swallow, and can be quite unpalatable at times to acknowledge that. I'm the first person to be resistant sometimes to owning my own shadow. So I am not, impervious to this myself. And actually, that's why I put the second title to this, which is and why I'm a narcissist, because some of you in this group will already know this, some of you won't. I was in relationship with somebody a couple of years ago who I thought initially was my twin flame, but it turned out that he was narcissistic and abusive, and it was a pretty devastating experience. Of course, the whole time that I was well, not the whole time, but much of the time when I was in it, and then when I was out of it, I was like, how have I attracted this? How have I created this? I'm not a narcissist. I'm not this abusive person. How can he be mirroring something back to me? What is it that he's here to show me? Like, am I abusive like that? Am I narcissistic like that? And I couldn't see it at all. Couldn't see it at all. And I was very strongly in denial, because my experience in that relationship had been so painful and so traumatizing. Like, seriously, I thought I was going mad at times. And then with a little bit more distance and time from the experience itself, which, I needed, and anybody would need after something like that, I did come around to seeing all the lessons that he was there to teach me about self-love and about boundaries and about how I was still giving my power away. Those were the three main ones. And then I realized, even later than that, oh yes, of course, in my codependency, I was a perfect match for his narcissistic abusive behavior, and in my being very empathic. But the narcissistic bit comes in there too, because it's kind of like I have carried this inverse narcissism around with me since my teenage years, which is, it's all my fault. So really that is a kind of inverse narcissism, because it still makes everything about me, but in a negative way rather than a positive way. Do you see how those two polarities fit together? So he would be doing all this horrible stuff and saying all these horrible things, and rather than me going to automatically just say, well, that's ridiculous, what are you talking about, you know, that's wrong, I would turn it into myself and think, oh, have I done it wrong? Did I create this? Am I this? You know, am I the thing that he's calling me? Did I do? Am I selfish? So it's kind of like this inverse narcissism that kind of locked me into that really, really unhealthy dynamic. So now I'm quite easily able to own that that is a part of me, not in the way that we think about it in terms of being this pumped up, you know, opinionated, abusive, dominating person who's abusive, but in that way of thinking everything's my fault. And that's also a shadow that I've carried for a long time. So it's really good to see that and to laugh at it a little bit. Similarly, when I was away teaching in Greece this summer, where was I? Oh, that's it, at Kalikalos Retreat Center. And, you know, it's held as a very conscious community. So there's constant community meetings between all the teachers and the staff who were there every day. And of course, shadow comes up, stuff comes up, we get triggered, this is normal. And I remember one of the thoughts that was going through my head was, everybody's more awakened than me, everybody's more conscious than me, I've got the worst shadow, you know, I'm the sort of the worst one. And at the end of the time that I was there, you know, it wasn't a constant, but this was some of the thoughts that I had. I confessed it to the lady who was running the retreat center, who of course it became quite close to at the end of it all. And I was laughing at myself and that part of me, and she was going, wow, yeah, you've got really quite a big spiritual ego there, haven't you? The bit of you that thinks that you're the worst and has to kind of take up space with that kind of self-obsessed thinking of it's all my fault, I'm the worst one. You know, it's still a form of narcissism. So that's it. My point really is, if you are, because I know some of you who've joined the group have talked about wanting to find a partner and wanting to really call in a relationship. So mirror, mirror, whatever you have been attracting will mirror something for you, not necessarily in a direct way, but it will mirror something for you to see within yourself in terms of your beliefs and your behavioral patterns, without a shadow of a doubt. And if there's something that you have been complaining about or saying you keep attracting and you're not understanding why, and you want to understand it, I can help you. If you want to book a session with me, we can go through it, and it will be really easy to unpick that. That's it. Yeah, what you're attracting is always a reflection of something for you to see for yourself, in yourself. And as soon as you're able to see it and begin to bring change to your beliefs, to your patterns of behavior, what you attract will change. That's it. So if you do want any support, then please be in touch. Send me a personal message. I'll be really happy to help. This is something I love doing. And if you have any other comments or questions, just pop them below. Lots of love. And oh, Natalie, hi. Hi, darling. Sending you lots of love. Have a lovely, cozy, warm weekend. Sat Nam for now. Bye.